Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. I'm glad you're here today. And man, we got some catching up to do on this story. I hope everybody is doing well. Let's see here. All right. Shalom, family. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Okay, this one is not going to be real long, it will be brief. And, there is an update on this story that comes out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Are there any black people there, by the way? It can't be many. I can tell you there are certain states where we know we are not in a lot. And that's one of those states. I don't think very many of our people are there. I think some probably are, but not many. So, ladies and gentlemen, Denny's has made an update. So, I'm going to tell you about that update. Please give me a one if you see my screen. If you can see my screen, give me a one. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Okay. So, this story, Just X, my subscriber, Just X the Truth. All right. Thank you so much for the story. So, ladies and gentlemen, we know what happened with these two men that went to grab a bite to eat at a Denny's in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And the waitress, who was a Karen, refused to serve them. Well, Denny's announced the waitress was fired after calling police on two black customers she allegedly refused to serve. Don't give Denny's any points on this one, ladies and gentlemen. This happened 2 weeks ago. It should not have taken them 2 weeks to determine whether or not that waitress should have been fired. So, no, they don't get a pass on this one as far as I'm concerned. If they were really concerned for the customer, they would have fired her immediately. It should have been within days, if anything, the following day after this incident. 2 weeks? Nah, that is way too long. That is way too long. And Denny's have a horrible track record with our community that should never, ever be overlooked. All right. It should not be overlooked. It doesn't matter. Yeah, the waitress and the manager, it really don't matter. It took them 2 weeks to do it. And I got a big problem with that. They had a video. So it was no excuse for it to take this amount of time to let anyone go. It should not have taken this amount of time. So, in my opinion, they get no pass. So let's get into it. Now, a former Denny's waitress in Sioux Falls, South Carolina, has been fired after two black truck drivers, Damon Whitfield and his friend Hector, were accused, they accused Denny's of discriminatory behavior that resulted in the cop being called at the restaurant. According to the trucker, the waitress not only ignored them when they asked, so their order could be taken, she continued to serve all of the white customers that were in there. And some of those white customers came in after them, and she was serving them immediately. which they said it was pretty apparent that this was definitely a racist incident. To make matters worse, however, when the truckers voiced their concerns, the waitress decided to call the police. So it was clear she did not want to serve Black people. And if Denny's want to hire people like that, then that's fine. You just be prepared for the lawsuits. So the truckers, they felt they were victims of a racial profiling and spoke out against the waitress's action. Unsurprisingly, Denny's took action, which I don't call swift, but they call it swift. I don't call 2 weeks swift. And they fired the waitress in question. The incident has sparked outrage and have once again highlighted the ongoing issue of racial discrimination in our society. She was just walking by us, Whitfield told Dakota News Now. Now, according to this article that came out today, it does not talk about two people getting fired, just the waitress that refused to serve them. She walked away and I didn't hear from her. She was serving people that came in before us, people that came in after us. She was cleaning up tables and she was walking by us. A heated confrontation erupted when the pair were asking the waitress what her problem was, to which she responded by saying she wasn't going to serve them at all. Then she snatches the menus out of our hands. See, there's a lot of stuff that was not in that video. Okay. She snatched the menus out of their hand. Oh, a lot of people would not have taken that. Her butt would have been on the ground at that point. She snatched the orange juice off the table, spilling some of the orange juice on Whitfield. She then walks over and she's on the phone, and I assume she was talking to the police. Upon hearing about the incident, the police swiftly apologized to the truckers after considering their side of the story. It is disheartening to think that individuals are still being targeted solely based on their race. Actually, it is not hard to believe because America stoked the flames of racism every single day in this country, all over their media, in places of businesses. They do it everywhere. They constantly, and it's on autopilot at this point, it is on autopilot out here in this society. And they don't take a strong enough stand to do something about it. Instead, they come up with these cookie cutter statements to put out in the media, but they don't take a strong stand against it. That's why it's still happening. And I got a problem with people saying in this day and age, racism is still happening. Yeah, it's still happening. They haven't done anything. What piece of legislation have they pushed to say Karen will be punished for just random attacks on people based on their race? They don't come up with legislation. They don't come up with laws in policing to stop this stuff. So as long as they don't do anything, then they're stoking the flames of racism in this country. So no, it's not going to stop. And our people really got to stop acting all astonished when these things occur. Now I'm starting to wonder what's wrong with you. So the truckers' experience observe as a painful reminder that discrimination persists even in extraordinary situations, such as going out and dining at a restaurant. It is essential for businesses like Denny's to take a stand against such racist behavior, but they got a long track record of this. That's why I will never go in a Denny's. They got a long track record. One time, we were staying at a hotel, and Denny's was right across the lot where I could literally walk there, and I would not go there Although all I could do was walk across the parking lot, sit in there and grab a meal, I wouldn't do it because of all of the discriminatory stories that came out about them. I'm not going to patronize a place like that. There could be a Denny's in my backyard and I still wouldn't go. That's how I feel about it. So Denny's, they're just saying need to take a strong stand and train their employees. It's not a training issue. Trust me, those employees came in with that attitude against Black people. Okay, they didn't develop it working from Denny's. It probably felt that way their entire life. Understandably, Denny's CEO wasted no time in releasing a statement condemning the incident. Yeah, but I don't feel better about it because, in my opinion, either that same day or at least by that next day, these employees or the manager really is the only one they're talking about in this story should have been fired. This incident not only reflects poorly on the specific waitress involved, it also tarnishes the reputation of the entire establishment. Yes, in an era where social media can amplify such incidents within seconds, and it should be amplified. Our people should always be on alert of businesses out here that are very unwelcoming to the Black community. So I don't have no issue with it going viral. It should, and it should continue to go viral. All right. Unfortunately, these incidents are not isolated. No, they're more common than uncommon in this society. Racial discrimination continues to persist in various forms throughout our community, affecting individual daily lives and experiences. While it encourages companies like Denny's to take action against such behavior, it is equally important for society as a whole to address and dismantle systemic racism, which America will absolutely not do. You know why they won't do it? Because they've made too much on racism. They've made a lot of financial gains on it. They have made gains by, appointing themselves on jobs to watch over the Black employees and go report everything they do. And then eventually that person gets promoted. See, they get personal gains from being discriminatory towards us. That's why they will never stop doing it. That's what you must understand. As long as that is happening, it will never ever end. Or they want to oversee you in a store and watch everything you do and call the police when you're not doing anything at all. See, it's all kinds of perks and money involved in harassing us and trying to be our overseers and all that stuff. They have gotten so many boost up in life off of it, they don't want to stop doing it. And you notice these people that want to micromanage you on jobs aren't even bosses themselves. Many of them are on the same level you're on, but they take it upon themselves to micromanage you and go run tell the supervisor every time you blink your eye at your desk. you know, that's the kind of stuff they do. They're always trying to get a leg up at our expense. And as long as that is not being quashed out here in society, they have no reason to stop. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to give you that update. They have fired this manager slash waitress because I think the manager was also waiting tables. And it astonishes me. I can't believe she snatched menus out of their hands and snatched the orange juice off their table. Who the hell does this bitch think she is? She walking around up in there like she owns the establishment. Unbelievable. So, y'all, please enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be doing live streams more often than I have before in the past. I also want to seize this opportunity to thank those of you that have supported me on this channel and have given donations. I deeply appreciate it, and it have not gone unnoticed at all. So, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day and shalom, family.